CQ, CQ, this is W9GFO. Is anybody out there?
Other people need to see what I've seen. They need to see...
This is the way it's been done for billions of years. Small moves, small moves.
Someone out there is a traitor. Hey, a chicken came in. Yay, okay. Chicken. I need, see, there's a traitor out here. Okay, now in case you're wondering, which you probably are because I haven't told you. Remember how I kept saying, there's a village. And I kept not going to the village? Well, guess where we are. Chickies! Oh, my headphones are falling off and I'm trying to breed chickens. This is not a good deal. Okay. Will you stand still? Feed. Okay, now they're doing it. Alright, kissy. Alright. I like how they kiss. That's cute. Oh yeah, I don't know how I ended up with so many pigs. They fell off the hill. This is a hill. Over there is the road that goes back to Spawn. Spawn is over there, and this is exactly, this road is 1 block away from that enclosure I made on top of my house. So it's the same level and everything. So it's about, it's over 900 blocks. It goes through that mountain, blah blah. I haven't really explored much over there. I've been working on this because apparently this is an island. This just grew here. I was growing trees and I ended up with bees. So this is an island and I've been exploring around, doing stuff and building things. Trader Joe gave me some of these things, so I've been growing them, and just because I like them because it's easy to, hey, there's an egg. I must give that chicken that I just bred with the other chicken. I don't know. Not many chickens around here for some reason. I don't know. Ooh, look. Should I make it into a thing? Oh, I've got a lot of skylights. I should be careful so I don't punch things out. But I got a lot of skylights going down because underneath my house is something else. I should probably show you that first, huh? Anyway, there's a bridge that goes across. There's the village up there. And, of course, I did the mushroom thing because I'm planning to grow houses for them. And, frankly, mushrooms are the easiest way to make a house, you know? I mean, little podzol, little bone meal. That's why I got spruce. So I could make 4 tall spruce guys. Here it is. 4 tall spruce guys. So that I'd end up with podzol. And, of course, Joe sold me a silk touch. So I've been digging up a little bit of podzol at a time. And planting mushroom houses. Speaking of planting mushrooms, this used to be so hard to do. You had to, like, reach way back in there to plant mushrooms because you couldn't take the light level. It used to be so hard to do. And, of course, once you planted a bunch of mushrooms back there in the dark, you ended up with spiders. So it's a real problem. Now, look, look at all this light. And they're still, I did this wrong. These lamps are out of sync. I'm going to have to redo them. Shoot. Anyway, so, yeah, so it's the back end of where I'm sleeping. I wanted to be just far enough away from the village so that maybe I won't influence zombie raids and all that junk. I've been stealing cats from the villagers. So, and you know me, I like to dig into the sides of mountains and dig a little hole, and that's my house. This is eventually going to be storage, and of course there's storage upstairs too. Whoa. Still haven't fixed this. Well, I want to finish digging this out, but, you know, I've only got 7 million things that I want to do. So down here, this grass was natural. I bone mealed it. Look, see now, back in the day, these mushrooms would not have grown. If I could get them to be in the ground at all, they would not have grown because the light level's here so high. Look how close they are to that torch. And still growing, you know? So anyway, it seems to me that anywhere there's a mushroom, there can't be a mob. It seems to me anywhere there's a flower, there can't be a mob. Not too sure about grass. Found this cat. I used to have Siamese cats when I was a kid, so I'm kind of a sucker for Siamese cats. Oh, and this is, look at that. Planted a tree down here and it grew a bee. So every once in a while I'll be upstairs in my house doing something and a bee will fly by. So, oh, and there's a, somewhere, I think it's on top of this tree. Somewhere there's a skylight here. And I'll probably punch more of those out. I just punch them down and then, put green glass on top so the green kind of blends with the grass, you know? I mean, it's not perfect, but kind of went a little crazy with the lamps because they're so cheap to make. Well, now that, look, I'm in the mountains, okay? You can't swing a dead cat without hitting iron over here. So I'm getting a lot of iron. I'm getting a little cocky because I'm making things I don't need. You know, I'm even kind of tempted to make some chains because I think they're awful cool. And who knows when I'll find an abandoned mine shaft. But see, I like it also that it's a little claustrophobic down here because eventually I want to move my bed and stuff down here. Like I'm living in a little picnic area, a little underground grotto kind of deal, see? So these trees aren't for farming. I'll probably, when I come through, smack a few mushrooms, but I'm even being indulgent and leaving the ores where they were. You know, I'm not even mining those out. I mined a few out, but it looks so awful. I was sorry I did. And then somehow this gravel fell, so that should probably go. So yeah, this is my base over at the village. I mean, it's not much, but look at how indulgent I'm being, letting myself have ores. That always freaks me out because I put that leaf block there to hide the torches. I want to spend time in this with little details, like none of this was necessary. None of it. I bought some bricks from Joe. I hate these bedrock paintings. This is one of the only ones I can actually tolerate. Some of them are just... They're not even attempt at art. They look more like AI-generated graphics, you know? They're just depressing. They don't look anything like... The original Minecraft art might not have been very pretty. I mean, literally, not very pretty. But, at least it had character, and it was made by a person. This stuff looked like it was made by a computer that didn't care. I've been breeding sheep, cows, pigs, and chickens around the island, and just letting them roam free. I don't see any reason to keep them penned up. In fact, I'm sorry I've got these guys. There's way too many pigs in there. It's taking up too much stuff, you know? Okay, I'm going to start at the top because it's easier than starting at the bottom. Now listen. Things are really hitting the fan. They're not even pretending anymore. They're determined to destroy democracy in the United States, pressure people into complying by threatening to withhold money and privilege. That's what's going on with, like, Paramount, who owns South Park and Star Trek. And Star Trek is already capitulating. Because Paramount, that company that bought Paramount, I guess Sky something, they don't like queer things. So, Star Trek is kind of being eviscerated. So, anyway, so resist as much as you can. I'm not saying that you can. I mean, you gotta earn a paycheck. Keep a roof over your head. I get it, you know. I really get it. In that respect, I'm very privileged. Until they figure out who I am and take away my $1,000 a month Social Security and it's mine, I earned it, you know. How many decades did I work? Well, let's see, I started working when I'm 17 and I'm almost 70 now. You figure it out. And of course, back in those days, there was male and female help wanted signs. Help wanted men, help wanted women, and women always got less money than men. So Social Security is based on how much money you earned, and I wasn't allowed to earn much money. So relative to a man at my same age, skills, and so on and so forth, I have about a third the Social Security that a man would have. So see, I've been planting these shrooms on puzzles so I can make easy villager housing. I built a house, and it's a pretty nice house, but it's so finicky and it takes so long, and I just kind of, I think I have more to do with my life than build finicky little houses. These are easy, just put walls and it's done. The village is on about 4 tiers. This tier has 3 naturally spawning houses. Nothing much interesting in them. I've been adding extra beds to get the villagers to breed. There was a problem that there was no composter, so there were no gardeners. I have solved that. That's naturally occurring. Isn't that nice? I mean, the mushroom isn't, but still only have 1 golem. This appears to be 3 villages. 2 villages that are joined. Now, I put this in, but I don't know if there's a farmer yet or not. No? So, they gotta figure it out. But I've been throwing food at them. They gotta figure it out for themselves at some point. Look at this. There's my damn donkey! Sorry, Sweet Pea. I finally got a donkey, you know. Is it nighttime? What are you guys doing in bed? Okay. Well, sorry. Oh, I guess it is nighttime. Ooh. Okay, I got the monsters turned off, so we'll cheat. See, I built that house, but it's so finicky. If you build them 5 by 5, so here's a corner, 1, 2, 3. Here's a corner, 5 by 5. That's the size of villager houses. It's a pretty good model, but you feel all squoves in, you know. Now, this entire mountain is one of those giant caves that's a big hole. It's 3 layers deep, and whoa, and I've got the first layer lit up. A villager fell through somehow and ended up on the second layer, which is not... Hey, is that another golem? Really? Did I end up with 2 golems? Am I lying? Did I get turned around and I don't know what I'm talking about? I think I got turned around. Ah! Oh, and there's cheese holes, but it's a huge triple-decker cavern, okay? Goes really nice and deep. I extended these paths and even took a shovel to them. I'm trying to encourage some farming so that the villagers will breed. That's about it, I guess. Oh, I'm missing the third part. Where is the third part? Is that a baby pig? That's just a baby pig. So usually when you see a lit up place down there, that means there's a cave down there, and I've already poked my head in there and stuck in some torches so that we won't get clobbered, you know. Although, to tell you the truth, I'd rather that the mobs grow downstairs than up here. But, you know, there's going to be a few little mine branches that I will block off with no light inside so the mobs can spawn in there. Oops. You see a really dark patch. Not good. And that way, if they're down in there, they won't bother the rest of us. And then, if I want to, I can use it as a grinder, a XP grinder, so a farm, whatever. So I can mine them for their XP. I'm thinking all these are going to be little houses. So it's getting serious. Some person just came back from somewhere, came into Miami airport. This is a video by a Uber driver. Got stopped by whoever these people are with a mask. Sometimes it's ICE. We never know. They won't identify themselves, which ought to be creepy enough for everybody concerned. Anyway, I got stopped and questioned, detained. This is a United States citizen. Had to give over their phone to show their social media. They kept asking the person's opinion of Trump. How is any of this legal? How are they getting away with this? And where are the people that should be stopping them? You know, the lawyers, the other political parties. Why is nobody stopping this? You know, or even questioning it or confronting it? Are they too scared of this bozo to stop him? They're just going to let this happen? I made this path here. I added some dirt and stuff because these silly villagers keep walking along the side of the mountain. I'm afraid they're going to get murmulated, you know. I'm trying to connect these parts of the village together so that they stand a chance, you know. I would like them to breed naturally and stuff, and I don't want to force anybody into anything, but they are so isolated. They're all trying to get to each other now, partly because I added beds on the top floor. So you see how this is all, excuse me, in tears. I don't mean like boohoo tears, I mean like tears of a cake. Whoa. Look at that. Look at that. And there's another layer even deeper. So I put in, as far as I could reach, without, you know, jeopardizing my own health and safety. Any horses that spawn, I've been giving them saddles for my fishing at the other place. I'm trying to get them all bred, but they're running loose. I don't need any holding on to them stuff. They can just run loose. I just like having horses around, so let them be free, but if they have a saddle on them, then I can move them if I need to. See what I'm saying? And this is the third part of the village. Now, that pen was for animals, but there was no animals in it. So I made a little farm down here because I thought I saw a composter down here, but I think I'm mistaken. Anyway, there's more of that. Ooh, look at that. It's the only place I could. I reached down in here and stuck some light. It goes deep, boy. I can't even get over there. So, there's something here. I know it. There's something here. Something important. I don't know what that's about. Ain't been no creeper. It's just like that. I didn't do that. There's something here. I think this could... Oops, yeah, that pooped out. This water was already here, and Joe wanted to trade me for some fishies. So I said, okie dokie. So there's 2 cod swimming in here. Just, why not? Oh, and then I built this. This is another tier that goes into that big cavern. And somebody fell off. I don't know if they're still here or not. I think I heard them when I walked by. But somewhere right down there, I used gravel, went down there, put a light, because that's where they were. Then built a dirt thing, got my gravel back, you know. So, there was a villager down here. I don't even know what kind it was. I can't figure out how to get back up. I don't know how they got here. I figured they fell off of this. Anyway, there's something down here. I mean, obviously there's something down here, but there's something down here. I don't know if it's a trial chamber or a... I don't know what it is. I put these here. I built that one. I stole that one. So try to get these villagers organized, and then all around here, like I said, anytime you see lights, that means I found a little poke hole that goes into this cavern. Are you a new one? No, you're an old one. And like I said, I've been breeding people while I've been exploring around. So try to keep the animals here that are here, and in case I want to make farms and stuff. And I don't know what I want horses for or whatever, but I just figured better off having them than not having them. So I guess the next thing is increase the sneaky level. There's a song, The Little Mouse, by Malvina Reynolds. She was a popular folk singer in the 60s and 70s among progressives. And it's based on a true story she saw at the San Francisco Chronicle. There's a video of it on YouTube. Not the story, the song. Apparently, all the banks and junk started shutting down and didn't work right. Well, what it was, there was a big place in Buenos Aires where they had all the computers. You got to remember, back then, computers took up whole warehouses, you know. Ooh, are you a new horse? Ooh, are you a new horse? So, they were quite intimidating. And, can I get on you? Are you on? I'm on you. Okay, you just need a... Sorry, I have saddles back at the house. Don't have any on me. And I'll forget you're here, so... I didn't know there was a forest over here. I don't know. I guess I forgot. So this mouse got in there and chewed through some wires. And it made all the banking systems and a bunch of Wall Street junk and stuff all go haywire. And farmers, it affected farmers some kind of way. That's not really clear in the song, but... I mean big agribusiness farmers, not little mom and pop stores, you know. The big nasty ones. So anyway, it really messed up the system. And the point of the song is, and if a little mouse can do it, why can't you and I? So my biggest recommendation is, first of all, get sneaky. And I mean get sneaky. Don't announce what you're doing. Don't tell anybody your business except the people who are involved, directly involved. Hopefully people... Finally! We got a farmer. Yay. Please feed your people. Oh, there's babies. It's working. So, put in a farm. Get yourself a farmer. Get yourself a composter. Turn one into a farmer. Throw people some bread. And then just leave them be and they'll do their thing. Just so you know. So, don't tell everybody what you're doing. It's absolutely not safe to do that. Just tell people you trust and make sure you can trust them. In fact, if you can get away with not telling anybody at all, do that. If you need to search for information, use one of those search engines that doesn't say who you are, what your IP... Anyway, you know, it doesn't tell where your computer's located, you know. Internet Service Provider, ISP. Like, I use Firefox. I use DuckDuckGo for searches. Firefox is also beneficial because they have no tracker things that they put on, like, Facebook. The other thing is get rid of as many apps on your phone as you possibly can. And use a browser that respects your privacy, such as Firefox. Like, I don't use Facebook with the app. I use Facebook on Firefox. They hate it. They're constantly telling me, would you like to use the app? Would you like to use the app? Well, if I wanted to use the app, I'd use the app now, wouldn't I? But, so try to keep as few apps on your phone as possible. If somebody does take your phone and demand to know what's on it, make sure it's not set for facial recognition, retinal scan, or fingerprint. That's called biometric data. If they have that, they can force you to touch your screen with your thumb for your thumbprint. They can force you to look at it with your eye, etc. But they cannot force you to give up a password. Better yet, if you can afford it, like I do, have several appliances. Take the appliance that's the stupidest, the one that knows the least amount of stuff. Take that appliance outside with you when you go on errands or whatever. Leave the other ones at home. Leave your locations off unless absolutely necessary. Absolutely necessary. You have to decide what that means for you. Leave your locations off. Let them find you by, I don't know, Google Maps or whatever, you know. So don't give out any personal information. If there's photographs of you online, you're kind of screwed, but I would scrub them. I stopped putting photos of me 20 years ago, back in the 80s. Yeah, a long time ago. I stopped putting photos of me. I took them all back off. There are very, very few references to my legal name anywhere that aren't like actual financial stuff, you know? And my financial stuff does not link back to Granny Gamer 1 or my other usernames. Facebook does not know my legal name. They do not know my location, that kind of stuff. And I'm glad I did that because now Facebook is working for the U.S. Army, collecting intel and stuff. So make sure you scrub your own data as much as you can. Look at all the mushrooms grew down here, just hardly any time at all. I mean, I swear, back in the day, this would have been too bright for mushrooms. Way too bright. It's popping up all over out here. And like I said, anywhere there's a mushroom, there's the mob can't spawn. Mobs used to require they could spawn in pretty high light levels. Not anymore, man, and you don't have to put torches so close together anymore either. It used to be every 7th spot you have to have a torch. Now it's every 14th, I think. So scrub your data, get to work, find your people. People are putting way too much information on Facebook. I had to delete a group and a friend. They were actually infighting on Facebook. One of them suspected another one of being a government operative, and they decided to take that conversation public. Extremely immature. There's no reason for that. I swear I had a piece of mushroom in my hand. Oh, I saw that mushroom out of the corner. That's what it is. So keep your data private. You know, if you have to get a VPN, fine, do that. I would just recommend doing something like I said, you know, Firefox is great, DuckDuckGo is great. Your search results are not kept. The minute you close the tab, DuckDuckGo forgets what you searched for, who you are. So if you're typing something into the search bar, you have to type the whole thing in because it's not going to autofill because it doesn't know what you were searching for. Feels pretty damn safe to me. I mean, there's only so much you can do to protect yourself as an individual. The next thing is, how do we protect ourselves collectively as a group from what's about to happen? Because it's only just starting. The immigrants are just the beginning. They're making sure that nobody complains about the fact that citizens are being detained without... I mean, they're just breaking all kinds of laws just to see if Americans will complain. And the Trump base is not complaining. And a lot of businesses are capitulating. They're giving up. They're going belly up, like the thing with if you didn't understand the South Park episode, was saying Paramount has no guts. They've caved to get that buyout, this guy, whatever. Trump put pressure on him. He's a gangster, you know, he thinks. He's a thug. I don't know about gangster. Where are you? Did you lose your people? Yeah, you did. Alright, well, I'll come and look, but I have a feeling you're the one I was talking to yesterday. Come here! Don't do this. Come on, we're buddies. Yeah. Water bottles. Do you have anything I want? I'm in the middle of making a video. I'll take care of you in a few minutes after I stop recording. Do not give up. That's what they want. You what really pisses them off is to see people happy and laughing, eating nice things. There's no point in putting lanterns on these. I'm going to cut them down. Eating nice things, having parties and friends, and it's good for your mental health. Oh my gosh, it's so good for your mental health to be happy right now. That doesn't mean you're not aware of what's going on. You're not deluding yourself. You're not pretending everything's fine and, you know, living in some kind of fantasy world. None of that crap. This is about self-care. This is about making sure you are healthy. People around you are healthy. You're getting enough rest. You're getting enough food. You're getting enough music. You're getting enough fun. It's good for your brain. It's good for your brain. You can't be living on, these hormones for fight and flight, like adrenaline and cortisol and for fear and all that stuff. It'll put you into a depression. You've got to keep your brain healthy. Eat stuff that makes you feel like you took good care of yourself. I'm having so much fun out there. I work too hard outside right now. I'll clean up my yard and stuff. It's way too hot, and I'm ending up with my back sore and all kinds of stuff. But for me, it's really fun because I can imagine what it's going to look like. Imagine what it's going to look like when you help clean this mess up. Things are going to be so much nicer. Because this time we will know what we took for granted, and we won't let that happen again. I should have, but I don't. What was I holding in my hand? I swear I had I didn't have a sapling? Am I nuts? That looks really good with the trees and the mushrooms and stuff. It was pretty barren. It was just mostly dirt and rocks. I love the shapes of these overhangs. These trees are for mining. They're not for keeping them up there. I mean, I will keep a few. But they're messing with the view of these overhangs and stuff right now. So I would like to move them right along. I'm not in any hurry to go back home. I will be. I'll be bringing out llamas. And I made a couple of mules at the old place. So I'll be bringing those out because, you know, donkeys are precious. If you're going to get mules, you have to have a donkey. And they don't happen very often. So be sneaky. Be sneaky. Be sneaky. Get it? Never mind. Be sneaky. Be clever. Be humble. Now is not the time to worry about a new PlayStation for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever your thing is. Now is not the time. Save that money up, because we don't know. We don't know. They could turn off the banks anytime. So you can't get your money. So be clever. They tried to get rid of paper Social Security checks, which warned me right away that they're going to do that. They're going to screw with people's bank accounts. How dare you tell people they can't have their Social Security and disability checks mailed to them, that they have to take it electronically. I don't know why anybody particularly would want their check mailed to them, but that's not my responsibility. That they're in charge of their own lives. Don't force them to go paperless with their income. It tells me they're up to something if they're thinking about that. I didn't hardly plant any mushrooms. All this, it was just brown, red, brown, red, brown, red. And look what's happening. They're really going at it, aren't they? Be sneaky. If you see, I don't have a way to get to a bank. If I had a paper check, I would have no way to deposit it or do anything with it. So right now I'm kind of stuck. Until I have a way to get to a bank, I'm stuck. I have to take electronic, and it's scary. And now they're messing with Medicaid, and they're messing with what do you call that? Food stamps and all that. It's scary. It's really scary. They know they're wrong, and they're going to force us to comply. They don't care if we agree with them. They care that we say we agree with them. Yes, Master, you're right, Master. You're so smart, Master. Of course, Master. I was wrong, Master. So any way you can avoid that, any way you can plan ahead for that. Cut down all the unessential stuff. Hide money in several places, Like, pretend you're playing on a multiplayer server. Don't just keep all your money in your goodie box by the front door. Have it hidden around looking like something else, or behind a wall, where, like, say you're in a place with a lot of sandstone. It's real easy to dig out a block of sandstone, and then your goodie stuff is back there. See, and then put the sandstone back. Don't take any special tools or anything. Hide your money and your valuables, and sprinkle them around, scatter them around. Stock up on food, stuff that won't spoil. I don't care if you're on a municipal electrical system. I will teach you how to set up a small solar system so that whatever happens, you can keep your appliances charged, keep your refrigerator running. Simple stuff. It doesn't cost much, but I will teach you how to do that. Start planning now. Start looking around your life and seeing what's in danger, what you can and cannot live with. Sell what you don't need. If you can do it. Or if it's something that, if people aren't going to be able to access it, don't sell it, hide it, so nobody knows it's there. That's what I'm doing here on this place, on my property. Looks like a junkyard, right? There's some pretty expensive stuff here, and I'm hiding it, so people think it's junk. But there's some real useful resources on this property. But nobody would know it. Just looking, they would just think, oh, it's some crazy old fool in a wheelchair with a bunch of trash, So, that's fine. I've always been that way. I can hang a $400 strand of pearls right out in the open because I hang them up with a junk jewelry and it just looks like junk. With plastic beads and stuff, it's obviously junk. It's not even pretending to be good jewelry. So, be careful, be sneaky, be smart, learn everything you can of how to take care of yourself. If there's something you don't know how to do, that's one thing Minecraft teaches you, that chickens don't come from the grocery store. And how to take care of yourself. And for little kids, that you have to close the door behind you so the bad guys won't hurt you. How to protect yourself, how to take care of yourself, approach your life like Minecraft. Plan ahead. Know how things work so that as you're planning ahead, it will actually function as it should with the fewest problems possible. Like, this is lit up just well enough that I can still grow mushrooms, but mobs can't spawn in here. Thanks to the fact that they've changed the rules for lighting, and they've changed the rules for mushrooms and mobs. Be smart. Don't let them own you if you can possibly help it. And they're going to try. They're trying to make all of us comply. That awful woman that was with that Epstein guy, she's scared to death. He's going to, not Epstein, but the President of the United States can put a hit out on her and have her killed because she knows so much. And he has a long memory. He remembers everybody he feels hurt him or harmed him or didn't respect him the way he thinks he deserves and all that stuff. He has a long memory and he holds a grudge forever. He's complaining about stuff still. I mean, he's still complaining about Joe Biden. I mean, he's the President of the United States now. Why are you whinging about Joe Biden? So this is not a healthy person, and he's got people scared, and he's in power. And the people who put him in power, the real danger, the really scary people, they're being real quiet and letting him just put on a show. So be real quiet. This is not sustainable. This is not going to last. It is not going to last. A lot of people will be hurt. A lot of people will be killed. A lot of artifacts will be destroyed. A lot of our personal histories and museum stuff and art and music, and it's going to be destroyed. It's going to be destroyed. It happened in the 30s. It's going to happen now. It's going to be destroyed. So if you're working in a museum or a library or something, if they have a special collections section of stuff that's irreplaceable, find a way to hide it. That's what they did in Afghanistan to try to preserve stuff from the religious fanatics who want to destroy everything. Hide it. People in Germany did the same thing wherever they could. They hid art and stuff because Hitler and his guys would go through and they would loot people's private collections and museums and everything and take all the goodies for themselves. They're still finding more of it because they hid it in bunkers underground and all that jazz, you know. So they're still finding that stuff. So don't be, don't take anything for granted. Try not to complain about trivial stuff. Do not discuss your business online. I still can't believe those people are getting into an argument online about stuff that should not be for public consumption. And if you think people aren't watching what people say on Facebook and stuff, you are out of your mind. X, don't say anything on X. That lunatic. Oh, that's the other thing. See, Starlink satellites all went down the other day. Never saw a follow-up story on that. I'm very curious about what happened. But it's all very fragile. And it can be hacked. If you're sneaky. I don't recommend black hat hacking, but if you find a vulnerability in the system, it's kind of your duty to see if it can be exploited and report it to somebody, because it would sure be a shame if the system all fell down because of some silly mistake somebody made in the code. Sure. Learn how to do stuff. Okay, that's all I gotta say, I guess. Me and my cat. Me and my two color-eyed cat. And way too many pigs. I just been feeling sorry for pigs because they're not respected much anymore. And I just kind of got a burr up my butt and wanted a bunch of pigs. Now I'm sorry I have them. So I'll probably turn them all loose. I'll probably put everybody else on a leash and turn the pigs loose. So I just want her out here because it's nice to have a sheep to shear in case I need emergency wool for more babies. More baby villagers. That's everything from me, I guess. Don't be sad. Be sad, yeah, grieve, you know. This is a BS situation we're all in. It should not be happening. Be sad, but don't be immobilized by it. Don't live there. You know what I mean? It's okay to be sad, but make sure you have plenty of reasons to be happy, too. And for me, part of that is being able to say that I did something useful today and made it just the tiniest bit better. And it made it. And I can see it. I can see how it's going to be. I can see it. I just keep working at it. I don't know what else to do. I guess I hit a button wrong. Okay, well, that's my clue, my cue. You're alive. Wake up. I'd hug you, but my arms don't bend. Goodbye.
I will kill you. Like, dislike, share, comment, subscribe, or the dog gets it!